Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek. You're watching Kevin the Geek. And today we're going to be reacting to a little bit of Billy Connolly. Now, I did a reaction video recently to the first ever episode of Chewing the Fat. And in that there was a sketch that was seemingly, it was, somebody playing Billy Connolly. And I happened to mention that I'd never really seen Billy Connolly. And obviously Billy Connolly is an extremely popular comedian. He is somebody that I've often seen topping many lists for being, one of the UK's funniest ever comedians. And today I'm going to finally sit down and actually react to him. I asked for some suggestions of what kind of Billy Connolly routines you thought would be good with, and there was a number of suggestions, particularly from Brett and from Jamie, so thank you to you both. You both suggested that an audience with Billy Connolly might be a good place to start, and so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to check out an audience with Billy Connolly. It looks like it's about 50 minutes long. I mean, I don't know if this is the full thing, if it's an edited thing, because I did see one other thing which was seemingly saying an audience with Billy Connolly full length, but it was like 90 minutes and extremely bad quality. So this seems to be the best one that I can get. But hey, we're going to check it out anyway. So if you are new to the channel, please do like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, all the usual bits and bobs. But most importantly, I do a monthly video. And in that, I will read your comments. And if there is something that I feel I can respond to, I will respond to it. So you may feature in November's iteration with that. So make sure you drop your comments down below. But for right now, let's check out an audience with Billy Connolly. Okay, starting the reaction to an audience with Billy Connolly in 3, 2, 1. May notice I am wearing Scotland colours today, just for Mr. Billy here.
So tonight, if you suck, they come in. I always
Don't know who that was.
one of them. My manager promised years ago, he said, do it right, Bill, and you can have your name in pink. Who did that? It's decidedly average to be here. It's kind of live and telly, isn't it? And I've never seen so many famous people in my whole life. It's great. It's like a party at our house. I love it. I start very slow. I start real slow. And because I think you're the same yourself, when you go to your work, not you people at the front, the working classes are back. The ones they talk about in those political programmes as the ordinary people. Oh, you ordinary people up there. Well, when you go to your work in the morning, like 8 o'clock or whenever you start, you don't sort of go 8 o'clock and into it. You sort of relax and scratch your arse and read the paper and look out the window. Well, this is me at my work. This is me, I'm doing it. I'm not on a yop scheme. This is what I do. And it's awful. Every time I open my eyes, I'm looking at one of my heroes. It's like a nightmare. I did this once before, It was in the year that Scotland qualified to play in Germany. Scotland always qualify. You have to think of the year. 74 or something. They were playing in Germany, and the guy who was supposed to make money for them kind of ripped them off. The Scottish football team, that is. And they ended up by being given a sort of a 6-month loan of a Vauxhall. Jet set stuff, isn't it? Own a Vauxhall for 6 months. So,
And he probably was back
Billy
then.
Ormond, who was the manager, asked me to go down and entertain the team, and it was hellish. It was just this room full of Dennis Laws and Billy Bremners. I did the whole thing with my eyes shut. It was like, I couldn't open my eyes. God, it was the best laxative I've ever known. So I was going to tell you a bit about myself. You probably know a lot because I've kind of become the darling of the chat shows. But
I personally haven't. If there's a good chat show clip that you think I should watch, let me know.
But I should tell you, I lie a lot. So some of it wasn't true. I've made myself very windswept and interesting as the years have rolled on. Because I was born a sort of fart. I've tried everything to be exotic. You know, and I've fought being plain all my life, but it keeps coming back. I always look... When I buy something expensive, I look as if I stole it, you know? That's a look about me. You know, people give me presents,
I get that.
you know? Like Cartier glasses, and the police go, "Where'd you get them?" They stole my car. So it's weird, you know, I've got this mark on me that says nothing. And I don't know where it is. God knows I've tried everything. But I was born in Anderson in Glasgow, and it's sort of down at the dockside there. And I don't remember it much because we left when I was about 3 or 4, and I was brought up in Partick in Glasgow, where Partick Thistle originally came from, the football team, Partick Thistle FC. I say that because most Englishmen think they're called Partick Thistle Nil, right? And they're always good for a laugh, you know, Partick Thistle. And, yeah.
Oh my God. Hang on, I've got 2 things to say. First of all...
And they're always good for a laugh, you know, Partick Thistle.
That... Okay, yeah, so firstly, that is who I thought it is. That's Robbie Coltrane. And the Partick Thistle thing. Yes, like... Me growing up, I was always... I loved on a Saturday afternoon getting to the end of like Football Focus or you know, whatever it was at the time. And it'd be like, you know, you get to now... So-and-so here's got the scores announcement. It'd be like the guy who's like, Manchester United 2, Nottingham Forest 1. And always, like, I'd watch it to the end, you could always guarantee, pretty much always, it'd be like, Celtic 4, Partick Thistle 0. Or Rangers 8, Inverness Caledonia Thistle 2. You know, something random like that. So... Yeah, if it wasn't Scotland, Celtic or Rangers, pretty much every other team was most of the time getting beat to 0, from my memory as a kid.
And, yeah, what can I say? I was brought up as a Catholic in Partick, and it was okay. I got A-level guilt, you know? Yeah, every time I interfere with myself, I think I'm going to hell, you know? Yeah, it was an okay education for everybody else. I think I spent most of the times watching pigeons screwing in the reef. That was it. That was the education. But I was very lucky because there was full employment on the Clyde, you know, and that was the way of Glasgow then. The shipyards, the schools opened their doors and the shipyards opened theirs, and everybody poured in. And I became a welder. I was actually becoming an engineer and joined the wrong queue. And it's the truth, because everybody had jobs, go like, engineers this way, Mr. Hughes, and I joined the wrong line and became a welder. And I started being an apprentice welder without even knowing what a welder was. I didn't know what to press to make it work, for Christ's sake. The stuff. That was it, and I joined the Territorial Army to make myself a bit more exotic. I did. It was the parachute regiment. And I got my red beret, and I looked like acne. I had my uniform, and I got my wings and everything. And we did an exercise once. It was a complete and utter waste of time, as the entire Territorial Army is. We did an exercise. Dreadful waste of time and money. Oh, I swear, I mean, we did an exercise in Cyprus. All us paratroopers in the Carigna Mountains with my gun. And we chased, the parachute regiment chased the Green Howards through the mountains for 10 days, and we caught one. There was thousands of us, armed to the teeth, bayonets down the trousers, and it was great. They'll pose it. Everybody looked like Rambo climbing. At last, I'd become exotic. We caught this poor bastard. And he worked in the same shipyard as me. He was a territorial too. It was great. I could have sneaked up behind him in the canteen and saved the country a fortune.
He's a really good storyteller, I'll give him that. Keeps you engaged.
And to give you, for those of you who don't know what I do, that must include me, really. I've never really understood what I do. But I've been intrigued for many, many years, since I was a wee boy, with the way ordinary people behave. And I've often looked at people and thought, my God, because I've been kind of obsessed with sex as well, you see, throughout all these. It took me an extraordinary length of time to lose my virginity. Oh, God almighty, it was ages. I won't even tell you, because you'll talk about me. It was a long time. I was tattooed first. I mean, it was so long. I had to do it eventually for the sake of my sight. I had to do it. It was purely for reasons of, visibility. I was going mental. I was becoming a funny shape.
Yeah, one arm bigger than the other.
No, really. And I seem to see things that people don't just take. I was in Los Angeles, and this is the truth. There was a sign, and it said, "To the Braille School." And I thought, who is it for? And I thought, why don't they do all road signs in Braille? People stop and go like that. Oh, yeah. And it's odd, I must say. But there's something about I don't understand very much. I'm not saying love me, I'm thick, right? But there's a lot of things that my brain won't allow me to understand. You know, because they're so incredibly boring. God knows I've tried. Especially with politics, and you get 2 pages, you go, oh, bollocks, who cares? Who cares? I mean, that's how I've become a kind of anarchist, you know. I think roughly the desire to be a politician should bar you for life from ever being one.
Yeah.
Just watching them, don't vote, it encourages them.
My view on voting, okay, this is what I say every time about any general election or referendum or anything like this comes around. My view on voting is, if you do not have your say and you are eligible to vote, obviously if you're a kid, it's different, but if you're of voting age and you do not vote in whatever it is, then in my opinion, you do not deserve the right to complain when you don't like how the government or the outcome is not what you wanted. Basically, if you don't vote, you have no say. It's as simple as that. You have no right to complain. That's my view on voting.
Watch them. God! I mean, isn't that awful? But anyhow, I tend to look at it slightly different. And I look at singers on the telly, and I look at Scottish singers, and I think, what are you doing? And You see, and I'm a Scottish person. Right. You probably noticed.
No.
And I look at these Scots on television. They're sort of singing shortbread tins.
What?
It's the whole nation. They're singing about this garbage. Oh, the mountains over here and the rivers over there. Salmon in the river and I'm roaming in the gloaming. Bonny purple mountains and the sun is going off. Fuck off!
He's quite an angry comedian, isn't he?
I don't even begin to understand that. Because the folk music is actually wonderful, the reels, but they avoid that like the plague in order to sing this stuff. And it's all written here in London.
Yep.
With strange wee men who have never seen Scotland. And one of them got found out about 5 years ago. He wrote a song called The Blue Misty Hills of Tyree. But if you've ever been in Tyree, it's like a bloody billiard table. Oh, the misty blue hills. Oh, and there's this never-ending line of Highland weird people. I mean, I'm not saying the Highland people are an amazing race of people, lyrical, nice people. But there's this section who keep turning up on television in Scotland. The Brine Island shirt and a space in the teeth. And the wee badger handbag there. Mountains and rivers and Bonnie Morag and the Roman and the Gloaming. And it's a very strange affair. And then there's the Gaelic ones. You've probably seen them. They say hello to you all the time when they're singing. Hello, hey, oh.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. I've seen that so many times. I've seen people do that so much in... Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, that killed me. That killed me, I'm so sorry. Okay. Whew. I think I'm good again.
This is a song they do when they're mashing up the Harris tweed to send it off and they say, why are you wearing a Brine Island shirt? It's absolute nonsense. And we seem to produce in Scotland a kind of religion that's very strange too. It's the most patronising thing in television except for the weather. It's Wincy Willis here. You're right, Wincy Poo. I was just thinking, your television treat you like you're 4 years of age. Now, here's the weather. This is the country where you live. And this is a wee cloud. Probably not. I really feel brassed off when they do that. They stick clouds and lightning on the board. You don't need to do that. I know what a cloud looks like. Just tell the Islanders understand? You have to behave yourself. I can't get it. But anyway, I was saying...
Growing up, the one thing you could guarantee would be, for most English persons, I don't know, introduction to Scottish stereotypes, is that it always rains, it's always windy, and it's always snowing, even in the middle of fucking August. And then you go on to hear the other stereotypes, like everyone in Scotland plays the bagpipes. Everyone in Scotland, wears a kilt. Everyone wears the badger purse thingamajoggy. Yeah, there's a lot of Scottish stereotypes, but I'm sure that you Scots have plenty of stereotypes about the English as well.
That kind of singing, women sing kind of weird up there. They've spoiled a lot of great songs. Robert Burns wrote some real crackers, and they spoil them with that strange way of singing. Because ordinary people sing okay. Not really. And the whole thing is organised by people who've got second names instead of first names. Crawford. Crawford, have you seen Finlay? Who are these people? They're alien. The surname clan have taken over. Campbell, have you seen Finlay? Oh, he was with Crawford and Torkel. What are you talking about? And the women dancers are great. They're all giving it a bit of that. And it's fun. Winsome and buxom, and the men are getting a bit light on the loafers. For me, it's a bit strange. It's a bit like ballroom dancing's getting the same. Like people doing that. What are you doing? If you did that in a Glasgow dance hall, you'd last about 10 minutes. An elastic suit or that, no? What's that? What's the paso doble? Nobody actually does the paso doble except them.
And strictly these days.
So, and then religion, as I was telling you.
Oh, yeah, we'll go back to religion.
The religion's a real growth industry in Scotland. The BBC religious department's got 14 offices. What do they do all day? You can't hear the typewriters for the rattling of the rosaries up there. It's very odd. And they've got this never-ending procession of wee men who come on at night and tell you how dreadful the world is. And then in the most patronising possible way, try to introduce you to God. Now, if there's a God, and I suppose there is, really, because I've always thought, if you believe in God, if anybody believes in God, there is one, And it's not up for question. But these wee men come on and try and tell you. And the ones on England and the Radio 4 in the morning aren't any better. They seem to have this never-ending line of people called Nigel. They'll tell you all about God in this strange fashion. Yes, I went to a football match the other day.
Pretty good English accent.
Is the key, right?
Oh. I'd say you know a lot.
I went to a football match the other day and it was terribly exciting.
It's terribly exciting,
With bated breath. It was Tottenham Hotspur, I believe. They were playing another bunch of chaps. They were very, very good anyway, but the game was rather exciting. And on the way home, I said to my son, Nigel Jr., I said... Nigel? He said, yes, Daddy. I said, did you enjoy the game, Nigel? Oh, yes, Father. It was super and terribly exciting. Is that all, Nigel? Well, yes, Daddy. But Nigel, didn't you attempt to think of it on a more spiritual plane. Did Jesus play for Tottenham Hotspur, Daddy? And, you know, in a funny way, he did.
No, he plays for Arsenal these days.
And the other bit about my life before I got here, to this stage, you know, to this part of my life, and is I used to be a folk singer, but I was dreadful. And a voice like a goose farting in the fog. And it doesn't make you attractive to women at all. Funny enough, I was talking to Robbie Coltrane about this a wee while ago. We did a programme recently, me and Mr. Coltrane. And
oh, it is Robbie.
about the way real people, you know what I was talking about all that, and the way real people heard it. So I used to go to parties. Hide still, I still fall in love. Go yourself, big man, shut up. See, now I loved that. I used to go to parties and listen to these men singing for years. I didn't know it was English. I thought it was some weird Scottish language. I went round the music shops of Glasgow trying to find the words. Yeah, well, how does it go?
Was that just me, or did he sound quite a bit like Tam there from Still Game? Hang on, let me just go back a couple of seconds.
How does it go?
That's Tam. That was Tam.
Well, it's it goes head of hall. Heady sheety ball. No, I don't know that one. And they weren't like London kind of showbiz parties. You get a huge carry-out first. You get a dozen beers and a half bottle of whiskey. Right. So you better get some Bacardi. There might be women there. Oh, OK. And then with this carry-out bag, you've seen these carry-out bags. I know they're sort of... well, I don't know if they've got them in England now. They certainly didn't. They used to have them. It's a carrier bag with a brewery on the side there. And off you go, looking for a party. Now I mean, you haven't been invited any. You don't get invited. They sort of happen. So you get the bag and then you go along these tenement streets listening. And then from a window you hear, Harry Paul. Harry Paul.
Gatecrasher.
I'll do the big man. Easy, up we go. And then when you get there, if this ever happens to you, just tell them Jimmy said it was okay. There's always a Jimmy in the room. I met a guy doing the boozer there. Jimmy says just to come right up. What do you look like? Oh, he was a bit pissed, you know. There's somebody upside down behind the telly.
That's just not just Scottish parties. That's some parties I've been doing there years.
That's the man, it's the very man. Sit down, son. Give us a song. Here he And there's another thing about Scotsmen. They always sing about being far away from Scotland when they're still there. Though I'm far across the sea. No, you're not. You shut your face. The song your father knows right through. Be quiet. I'm very far away. And of course, everybody likes to sing. And they sometimes they spin a bottle. And when it points at you, it's your turn, and you have to do a thing, you know. And if you only know the one song, well, somebody might sing it before you. And that's you have to leave, go home. Right, sir, I'm off. So, yeah, it's happened to me I used to be the wild side of life. Oh, to be the wild side of life. And it's the way I yelled, and went back to the wild who said life. What's the one? Do you know what a who is? A who. That's what the old rugged cross stands on. He far away on a hill.
Oh my God. What I love with comedians is how they can take the most weirdest, obscure word, phrase, description of something and just make it so funny. And Billy Connolly is really skilled at this from the first, 23 minutes or so that I've been watching him.
And the priest just... the priest used to come round visiting the houses, you know, to see how everybody was doing. And they were always wee lonely men. They always looked cold, priests. I think they were never clean, you know, cold-looking men. Come creeping about and say, here's a priest coming. Put that television off. Right, get to your rooms. Come on, hurry, get to your damn rooms. The priest's coming up the bloody stairs. Get to your damn rooms. And then, see, priests think the world is full of broken televisions. Everywhere they go, it's not working. See, a guy once told me the Queen thinks the world smells like paint because 10 feet in front of her, there's always a guy giving
As a kid, I thought the world, before I was born, was black and white. Yeah, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I was convinced, you know, watching a black and white movie, that the world was literally in black and white at that time. That's how sad and naive I was at a 3 or 4 year old age.
And as I say, I lived in the tenements there, and there was a warmth about the whole thing. I've always seen tenements as kind of vertical villages. People say, oh, the deprivation! Oh, my... Nonsense. When you're a wee boy, it's not like that. You know, it felt great. You know, there's all these nice neighbours and they had big wooden toilet seats then. You know, luxuries. You know, you didn't lose the power of your legs reading the Sunday paper. Yeah. You know, maybe it's my age. I can't walk halfway through the... Needles can't get out the damn thing. It's a point for you. Oh, my God. The only other time I ever felt like that, I had a drink in America called a zombie. Have you ever drank zombies? It's a kind of muddy coloured. I would advise you to do it. It's an extraordinary concept. You get drunk from the bottom up. You're perfectly lucid. Talking away, oh yeah, I've been there. Yeah. Have you got the time? That was that British time. You've been very, terrific, jet setty and urbane. Until you need to go to the toilet. And your legs are pissed. Excuse me, I'll just go to the toilet. And you can't get up, you see? Come on. Chick Murray once told me he fell in the street and a woman said to him, did you fall? He said, no, I'm trying to break a bar of chocolate in my back pocket. When the police come to the house, mother says, and see, in the tenements, you'd put a bit, you know, a bit poorish. In the winter, you'd throw coats on the bed for the kids. Yeah, a bit of coat there, keep you warm. Oh, God. The very thought. But it was actually brilliant, because you could wear them in the dark and go about playing things. Right, you wear the fur coat and I'll wear this big... And the priest's in having the corned beef sandwiches and the custard creams. Have another crumpet, Father. That's what they're there for. Come on, get it down. Thank you very much, Mrs. Connolly. There's bedlam in the room, but... Will you be quiet? We try to be quiet in there. Can hardly hear myself thinking here. Trying to talk to Father Flanagan here. The noise is deafening you. It's him, Mummy! It's him again! He's taken more than his fair share of the coat! What are you talking about, coat? There's no coat in there! I don't know, it's a fertile imagination. The coats are all in the cloakroom. It's a room in kitchen. Bloody cloakroom. She thinks it's a dance hall she's in. The coats are in the cloakroom, and well, you know it. They're on the mezzanine floor. Near the luncheonette. Next to the breakfast bar.
I love that he finds his own stuff so funny. It's a true sign that a comedian is just having a good time when they can laugh at their own stuff as they're doing it.
It's
Love
an
it.
eider down. This stupid girl coat. I don't know where they get it. She must have thought it was one of them doovie jackets. Eider down. What were you saying, Father? What were you saying about... What were you saying about God there, fella? What was that? All right enough. Here, have a custard cream, that's fine. And you don't say. Bedlam, bedlam, bedlam. Will you stop that in there? I won't tell you. Tell me again. It's him, Mommy. It's him again. What's he doing this time? He's shoving his legs through the sleeves of the item. See, I've always had trouble with communication. And it started at home. Nobody could ever talk to me. You say, Dad? You say, what? And everybody I knew was the same, all my friends. And the people couldn't communicate properly with them. They didn't talk about generation gaps because it wasn't a problem. You just battered the children. Stupid person! And on it went. It was just... But they used to say strange things to you. Say, can I go out on my bike? What? Bike? I'll give you a bike! I've got a bike. Don't talk to me like that! And don't think that about me, boy. Can I go to the pictures? What? Pictures, is it? I'll pictures you, my lad. What does that mean? There's lots of things I don't know. I'll make you smile on the other side of your face.
I had that one growing up.
What are you going to do, slash me? And then there's one they use in Scotland. I'll take my hand off your face, my boy.
Yeah. Yes.
It's the putting on at high speed I didn't fancy. No. I've started touching my willy. It's one of my more sort of disconcerting traits recently. Because I've been talking about people who touch theirs, and it has led me to touch mine. And there's a strange comfort to be had.
I'm not touching anything.
You don't wiggle it about or anything. You check it like you check your change or credit cards. Or... I think maybe it's going to fall off as you go older, like your hair. Perhaps when you're older you lose your willy. Panic in your soul. Usually happens to men in their 30s. Happened to me and mine. We were lying in the bath luxuriating, and you look down, and there's your first grey pubic hair. That's your starter for 10.
That guy knew what I was talking about. Oh, God. Not to get too graphic or anything, but I've not found a grey pube yet, as of yet. Luckily, I don't think I've not seen any greys. I mean, maybe there's a few lighter ones in the beard, but not grey as of yet, in my opinion.
And I thought, God, how awful. Nobody told me about that. Because you don't get, like, Grecian 2000 adverts for a guy. You know, the guy walloping it down the front of the jeans. Another thing I love is adverts. I love the lie. I like lies on that scale, especially because there's nothing wrong with lies. They're fabulous things. My God, I'm a liar for a living. Take my word for it. There is no recession. I am loaded. At the Dow Jones Index, I don't even know who the man is. Right. Wouldn't speak to him if I did. So, what was I about to say? On a Saturday morning, in the papers, you get these adverts for things that they obviously can't sell. And people have gone, oh God, leave it out. What? You know, a combined cigarette lighter and coat hanger or something.
That's basically turned into a Facebook Marketplace. I'm telling you, yeah, you get crap on there.
Right, so...
And some bargains,
kind
actually.
Of things, you know, hat and Tuesday match. So, yeah, you know the kind of thing, you know, open neck flannels. So, yeah, bowler hat with sleeves, you know the kind of... People have a sort of ideas and they go, that'll take on. On a Saturday morning they appear. Trench coats. Smart trench coats. State size. And there's always a drawing. There's never photographs of these. There's always a drawing of some other bloody coat. It's certainly not the one you're getting through the post. And they sell great things. I've always been tempted to send away, especially for the big slipper. Have you seen the big slipper? I think these adverts are for people they're aimed at a section of the community who don't go anyplace. Who watch telly all the time. You know, well, I suppose your trench coat, you can watch telly in your trench coat if you like. But it's a one big slipper. And you put your 2 feet in it. And you watch television.
I've seen them.
In your slipper. And each in a family can have a slipper each. Right. I was always going to buy 2. I was going to buy a pair and leave them in the fireplace. When I'm going out at night, in case a burglar comes in.
I mean, my feet are so big, they probably would fit many people's normal feet sizes.
So you can cheer the world up by doing things like that. A thing I haven't noticed in England, which is a very, very good thing. Well, that is, it's a good thing you haven't got it.
Yeah.
As in Scotland, they say, well, that's all from television tonight. I bid you all a very, very good night. And especially those of you who live alone. You know what? Should have just reminded them. Some of them are terrifying, they say. And those of you who live alone, don't forget to lock the windows.
Shit, I made a lot of windows.
Stuff like that. And make sure the flamethrower's working. And the Doberman pincher's got the elastic band round the willy. Don't let it nod off.
Was that just Colin Baker? Doctor Who.
Round the willy. Keep it out. Don't let it knock.
I'm pretty sure that's Colin Baker, isn't it? Is that Colin Baker? I mean, I could be completely wrong, but it could be Colin Baker. If it is, then that's going to be 2 Doctor Who stars from classic Doctor Who that I'll be seeing in a week, because there's one upcoming this Sunday in my latest Still Game reaction.
I always wanted to be in charge of that bit of the programme. Especially those of you who live alone. For God's sake, don't look behind you! Don't turn round! Another one they do, as they say. And that's all tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the programmes as much as we did. We also enjoyed them the first time round, and yes, it's been great fun. And in the interest of safety, don't forget to switch off your TV before you go to bed. And for super safety, take the plug out of the wall altogether. Because the house could go on fire. The whole family could be barbecued. And they say, all right enough, I must do it. If I was the guy doing that, I'd sit at the desk, going, right. He'll be near the telly. He'll be stretching his hand out to put it off. Leave it alone! Do as you're told! Get back to your seat, I'm not finished! But these adverts, there's the big slipper. And save pounds. They have a pound sign that goes down and down and down.
Yeah.
Save. Apostrophe S's. Cut your own hair. With this thing.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. If you're missing yesterday, I actually got my hair cut very recently, and whilst I was there, I was thinking, is there a sitcom based in a hairdresser's? And there was one. So I did a reaction yesterday to Desmond's. If you haven't seen that, go check that out.
And they have this lethal-looking thing with things down each side and a handle. And of course, you buy it and you go, my God, the minute you 3 feet from your hair, a big chunk falls out the side. Because hair's like that. You know, you've always, the barber always feels the hair that's dead as he's cutting your hair. You don't, you just see the result. But when you're actually just chipping away, it's a huge lump. It feels like a massive big lump. Oh my God. But I'll give you a bit of advice. Where are you going? Get back to your seat! Nobody leaves! Okay, lock the door! You're stolen something! Nobody leaves this building! I'll get him! Where's my bloody gun?
Calm down, you know, in America.
So if you buy that thing, and you'll be in the bathroom trying it because you don't want your family to see that you've bought it, the normal thing is go, oh, bugger that, and leave it. Throw it immediately in the bin. Because the time will come when you're out with the lads or whatever, you're at a party, a bit pissed. Yay! Take him in, do you? Oh, there's that thing! Hey! That'll do me! That's brilliant! It's a doggle! Look at that! Arthur Scargill! There's another great thing. It's an energy suit.
What?
It's like a sleeping bag that you wear when you're sitting in the house. So sleeves and things. And the idea is to save energy, so you put your big suit on and your slipper there. And you cut each other's hair if the telly's boring. There's another fabulous thing. Incontinence knickers. There's always too many incontinence knickers. I think they were expecting a sort of plague of incontinence. I think maybe it was at the last budget or something. They expected to sell a lot of them. And I was looking at this incontinence stuff and I thought, I don't want to laugh at incontinent people.
Nah. Oh, where's he going with this?
It must be terrible, right? Being incontinent. Yeah. You know, you get all dressed to go out and you go, psh. Oh. Change it. You can't buy white clothes. You can't buy grey suits. You go, Jesus. Right. Because young people are incontinent too. I mean, it strikes at all ages.
Yeah, true.
Suppose this young trendy guy. Hey. Hey, you guys. He's trying to sneak back to his seat. Get back! You haven't missed a thing. I was only killing time to get back. Go on. So the guy's young and trendy. Says, and then he sees the advert. Right, that'll do me. Give us a pair of them. Give us a bit of that. That's the very fellows for me. The see-through +4s. Just a job at St Andrews on a rainy day. Then get the trendy baggy trousers on and off to the discotheque giving it a bit of that, yeah. Hey, how you doing? What's your sign? Sagittarius, all right. Yeah, half man, half horse, yeah. License to shit in the street, that's good. Cares not a jot. Settle up and ride it. What's happening later, yeah? There's 7 gallons down each leg.
I was going to say, surely they can only hold so much.
I'll take you home in a minute. I'll just go and empty my underwear. Into the toilet and loosen the thing like that.
Like a tsunami.
Film disappears. Oh, they're fabulous. You should read these adverts. They're in the energy suit. See, so you can wear them under your energy suit. And my favourite, dog bags. Keep dog hair off the furniture. This breakthrough dog bag. And it's a bag you put the dog in. Special bag for the budgie. You put the... Keep feathers out the carpet. So your dog's in the bag. And you're all sitting with a big slipper each. Watching the telly. Unless you're a super duper family, you get one big slipper for the whole family. Well, you've all got a big slipper each. And the mother says to father, I'm just nipping out. I'm just nipping out to the toilet. What? Why don't you put on a cup of tea? Anyway, that's... I'm going to leave you. And I'm going to leave you with a complaint.
Oh, shit.
This country is in a terrible state, according to some people, and I know why. Now, you blame it in lots of things, and all unemployment, and the value of the pound, and all sorts of other magic things.
That has not changed. I mean, I can't remember what year this audience with Billy Connelly came out, but I mean, I'm guessing maybe 70s, 80s, something like that. So nearly 30 years later, literally nothing has changed.
It's because the national anthem is boring. No! Don't get me wrong. I'm not arguing with the lyrics. Well, I am. But not them all. I mean, I think the Queen should be saved. I think it's a great idea. And if anybody's going to save her, God's the very chap. Who am I to rock the boat? Not I. Nice person. Show business personality. Right? It's an appalling song. And it's racist. And it's anti-Scottish. The fourth verse is all about Marshall Wade coming up to give us a belt in the mouth, and I don't like it. And with a mighty rush, rebellious Scots to crush. Oh, do you bloody think so? I don't see any rush to Hampden to crush anybody. I rest my case. Now, you see, when you look at the Olympic Games, we go round with a flag.
I mean, is it really that much different to Flower of Scotland? You know, I mean, that to me feels a bit dreary as well. Oh, Flower of Scotland, when will we see the light again? I mean, it's a similar kind of thing for me. You know, I get completely what it's saying, and I'm of the personal view. I would like to change the national anthem as well. Yeah, I mean, technically, we have since this now it's a king. But yeah, like when you think about some of these, like the French national anthem or the German or the United States or anything, they're just a bit more uplifting. You know, whereas God save our gracious Queen or King, whatever it is.
We've been lapped. The games haven't started yet. These emergent nations are giving it.
Yeah.
Right. We come from Jablovia and we don't give a shit. We've got a national debt of £50 squillion. We will get the monkeys. God save. Other nations don't want us to win. Because when we win, it takes half an hour to the flag up. No wonder Daley Thompson's scratching him. Season up. So I think it's time for a change. And I think a refreshing change would be to use a theme from The Archers.
I don't think I know The Archers.
Can you imagine it? Trooping of the colour. The Queen sitting in a horse like that.
Oh, please tell me he's come up with some lyrics for this.
And then the public in the seats going, rum-de-diddle-dee.
Let me know what The Archers is, and if you think it's something I should watch.
So let's give it a bash here. 1, 2, 3. Now just think. Now that's going to be the lyrics We're not going to change a thing. It's going to be rum-ti-dum-ti-dum-ti-dum, la-la-la-la-la-la, rum-ti-dum-pa-bum-pa-bum, dum-ti-diddly-dum. Just think the new immigrants can learn it on the bus on the way in from Heathrow. How do you feel as a new immigrant? You get off the bus, you know the bloody national anthem. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to my inane drivel. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. You've made a happy man very old.
That was truly epic. I bloody love that. That was great. I've seen some comedians over the years. Probably the one I've watched the most is Peter Kay, followed by Eddie Izzard. In terms of like full kind of stand-up shows and stuff, they're the two I've seen the most of. If I have seen other comedians, at most is usually like one kind of show, and that's really about it, or a little bit of sketches and stuff. Billy Connolly is a great comedian then. He really knows how to work the audience. He really knows how to just tell a really good story and has just such incredible comedy timing, which is something that I feel gets overlooked. When you think about comedians, most people that just go, they're very, very funny. But it's the timing of stuff that is so important. I've seen some comedians and some wannabe comedians who, because they don't have as good comedy timing, it basically means that the jokes don't land well enough, or it just doesn't work. Already there, like you said in there, I'm saying can't help it. It's one of my things. Really, I do that a lot as well. Yeah, Billy Connolly just has the all-round package, and God damn it, I'm doing it again. I can't help it. I'm really, really sorry. Yeah, I like the fact that he kind of, at least from that, is a kind of comedian that he sticks to his roots whilst also not shying away from the fact that he's become a bigger name celebrity. Obviously, by this point that he obviously did this, which was when actually was this? Let me just see if I can see that. It looks like it was 1985 when he shot this comedy kind of audience with. So this was obviously before I was born. This was about 4 years before I was born. So what, we're talking about 30, about nearly 35 years ago that this was made. Damn, that makes me feel old. This was just really, really strong as a performance. Whilst watching that, please help me out here, because obviously seeing Robbie Coltrane in there, it reminded me that wasn't there like a TV show or something that he starred in? Was it something like Crackerjack or Crackerbox or something like that? Let me know if there is, and tell me if it's worth watching, because I like Robbie Coltrane as an actor, and I'd be interested in seeing that, because whatever that show was called, I've only ever heard good things about it, so that would be interesting to see. And relating to further stuff with Billy Connolly, obviously, first of all, let me know if there's any other kind of like mini sketches you think I should watch, or general shows that you think I should watch featuring him. But also, again, I have a vague memory, and I think this might have been later in his career, definitely when I was alive. Was he in some sort of movie? Something to do with like he sued the church or something for like an act of God? Was there something like that? If there was, again, let me know. Tell me if that would be something worth watching, and maybe I'll do that on the channel sometime. But I'd definitely be down to see more Billy Connolly. I will definitely do more Chewing the Fat in the future. That probably will be coming out either this month or next month. Obviously, I'm continuing on with Still Game. I will be doing. I'm probably going to wait until I've completed Still Game. I'm going to wait until I've done. Yeah, I'll wait until I've done Still Game, and then I will do Rabsy Nesbit. That'll be a good one to do. But like I said, anything you think I should watch or react to, whether it's Scottish based, whether it's English based, American, Irish, Welsh, whatever, I don't care. I will take all suggestions on board, and I will probably do it. You've probably noticed I've done quite a bit of variety in recent months. And of course, make sure you stick around for Sunday, because I'm going to be doing a video where I kind of reveal some plans for the end of October when Halloween comes around. So make sure you stick around for that. But that's going to do it for my latest reaction. So thank you so much for joining me. Remember to subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications, like the video, and make sure you drop your comments down below. But for now, my name's Kevin. I'm a geek. You've been watching Kevin the Geek. Goodbye.